start it here. I think.
Are we cut off a bit there?
No, we're fine.
No, this is, look at this.
Well, sit back a bit then.
Do my boobs look like my abs?
We're never going to get started, are we?
Okay, we should do this quickly because I'm going to die of heat.
I don't think it's that hot in here. So we've lost my train of thought again.
Sorry, first question.
Just how hard it is to work with her.
No, just shush up. It's the first question. You were just about
Yes,
to
the
say
first
it. I was
question
talking
is-
about my abs.
Okay, the first question is, do you mix down your music yourself, then send off for mastering? Now, for those that don't know, mastering is the process that after you've mixed it, it then is mastered, and the master makes it all at the right volume and the right EQs and stuff. And you're right, no, I don't master it. We don't master it ourselves.
No.
That's done by our friend Michael Rendell, who masters all of our stuff. And Michael Rendell has worked with lots of sort of pop bands and rock bands.
Paul
and,
McCartney.
yeah, all those sort of people. Lucky to have him as a
Important
friend.
people.
Yeah, so we trust him with our mastering. He seems to know what we like
Yeah, he's a good boy.
and sonically what we are into.
Love you, Rendell.
That last question, by the way, was from Lee Townsend. Thank you for that, Lee.
Thanks, Lee.
Gaia Allen has said, despite the odds and challenges, what keeps you guys going?
Oh crap. What keeps us going? I think it's the indomitable spirit of creativity and creative vision. I think for us, you know, having a creative vision is like the seed of everything that we do, but teams with that, it's the support from everyone, because without that, I don't think that I would have enough impetus to be able to keep going. Me personally, anyway, I don't know how you feel. It's just like, you know, creating something from scratch is such a huge undertaking, especially when you're doing it independently. So there are a lot of times over the years when I think both of us have just wanted to throw in the towel and just give up completely, and have looked for normal work. And I know a lot of musicians can juggle normal work and creative, you know, their own creative pursuits, but personally I find it really difficult, because when I did that for a short period of time, I couldn't. I actually exhausted myself and I was sick all the time. So I sort of dedicated just to doing this full time, and yeah, I think what keeps me going, is the creative visions that I have in my mind. What about you?
Well, that and the pressure. I like a bit of pressure, so
He's good with it,
the
I'm
pressure
not.
keeps me going, because I know that bills need to be paid, rent needs to be paid.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to be driving a van again. Next thing, last thing I want to do is be working in an office.
Yeah.
So you know, this suits me fine, because I'd much rather be making music and making a punt that way. So
Totally.
thank you very much, Gaia Allen, for that.
I feel like this is a bit too much.
Well,
Can I just get a bra? I'm just gonna get a bra. Now that's better. I've got purpose here. Alright, sorry everyone. I know you're focusing on my tits right now, but it's fine.
well, you've made that happen.
I've made that happen.
Okay, before
Alright.
this video goes on for 3 hours, Felix Mensa asks, if you were given the opportunity to work with an A-lister, whom would it be, and why the motivation for the decision?
An A-lister. I don't know. I don't really think of it like that, actually. I'm so focused. This sounds really egotistical, but I'm so focused on what I'm doing individually and what you're doing individually, and then what we're doing together, that I just don't think about working with anyone else. That sounds really vain.
I prefer working with people that I know and that I trust and that I know I like, because for paid work, then an A-lister may get in touch and I wouldn't turn down the opportunity to produce something, but I wouldn't necessarily sort out to try and work with an A-lister.
Yeah.
Because I prefer working with up-and-coming people, or people that I've sort of found through something else, and you know, people that are already hungry and people that have a lot to say.
Ah, okay, there's one person I can think of.
I bet I know who that is. Is it AP?
No. Oh yeah. Oh, I would work.
You'd be good
Okay,
with it.
sorry. We would probably both work with that guy.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
Well,
Anderson,
I couldn't do anything for him, he's too good.
Anderson Paak, right? He's like Yeah. Yes. Okay. But the other guy I was thinking of is not necessarily an A-lister, but he's an A-lister in his scene, I reckon. What's his bloody name?
Tom Misch?
No, actually, although he's pretty groovy, but I don't think he'd dig my stuff. What's his bloody name? He's weird. Lewis Cole. Louis Cole? Lewis Cole? Yeah, Louis Cole, whatever his name is. He's bloody amazing. And there's another band that do like kind of like old school stuff. What are they called?
You've really asked a question.
Sorry.
There, Felix.
Anyway, they're probably the...
Said one person. And what they said why and the motivation for the decision. So I quite like working with rappers as A-listers go. I'd love to work with people like, I don't know, Big Daddy Kane. Loved him back in the day. AZ, Nas.
You're like
no, I'd love to do a
90s.
rap album at some point. But anyway, I hope that answered that question.
I could try and rap. I mean, I've rapped before, but I'm not like that.
Okay.
But I like rapping.
Scott Ballantyne asks, where do you get your inspiration to make music?
Well, you know, over the last maybe year or two, I haven't listened to as much music. I think you're the same. I'm
too busy. We're too busy making
it. But I'm a bit more. I guess we're sort of sporadically listening.
I
to
think
music.
I think if we have a couple of beers on a Saturday night, I'll put a playlist on. And it will just be old school 70s, 80s, jazz, funk.
That will inspire you.
Hip hop or new stuff. And I might hear ideas and that and think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And
that's your inspiration,
yeah.
But I mainly draw inspiration.
Well, no, because the other day,
What?
I actually played some Buddy Rich YouTube footage, and then that spurred off a sort of just Buddy Rich, and I was thinking that she's just written a drum solo.
Yeah, but it was a completely different kind of song. That was a Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I ended up writing the single from my next Princess Freesia album. But yeah, that's another story. No, I get a lot of inspiration from watching old retro clips of Luke seduces Laura in General Hospital 1979.
I love you. I love you. I want to hold you in my arms.
And just random things like that, erotic movies and...
I want to make love to you, Michael. I want it with every inch of me.
Anything that catches my eye. I like looking at visuals on Instagram. I like scrolling through things and things like that. Non-musical things inspire me to write a lot of the time as well.
And sometimes I might be going for a walk somewhere.
Yeah, nature.
And I sometimes get bass lines in my head, and it all starts with a bass line. And
Yeah, me too.
And then
or a melody or
yeah,
something.
and then the beat will go, and then I think, well, I'll find some chords to that bass line when I
Yeah.
get home. So I'll hum it into this.
Or sometimes you're thinking of like a song that you loved, that you're like, oh, I wonder if I could do my own sort of spin on that, but in my own way, and then take it in a completely new direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, been a while on that one.
Have you answered that one?
Yes, I did. Scott Ballantyne also says, if you could learn to play a new musical instrument, what would it be?
I just want to play the keys better. Because I really love to play the flute as well. I always wanted to play the flute. But yeah, if I could drum, that'd be cool. Because I love programming drums and bass. Oh, I could learn the bass. But anyway, that's pretty much the whole band.
Yeah. I'd probably learn the bass. But then, for a monetary point of view, I'd probably learn to play a trumpet or a saxophone, because horn players seem to always be in
Sought
demand.
after.
Or a string instrument.
Yeah, but
But
then you'd probably move more into the classical realm of things.
Not really.
Wouldn't you?
No, I think I'll probably go into sort of soundtracks.
Philharmonic orchestra.
And film music.
With symphonic soul persona in the house.
But anyway. David Blair asked, one of my favourite tracks is Makes You Feel Good, featuring Jocelyn Brown from the Fast Forward album.
Yeah, cool.
What was it like to collaborate with Jocelyn Brown, who did some great music with Inner Life? Well,
It's pretty bloody awesome. Well, she's a friend anyway, so we're like...
I was a personal assistant for many years, so it was like a natural progression to be able to work with her. And when we did Makes You Feel Good, it was literally a groove that I'd written, and I wrote her vocal parts and you wrote your own vocal parts. And then we suggested to her that we asked her if she'd like to sing my vocal parts, well, my writing and feature on the track, to which she kindly agreed, and the track was born.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, always an honour.
Joycey and I didn't sing the parts together in the same room or anything, because I get too nervous. It's not just with Joycey, but with anyone. I can't do my best work when I'm in the room with anyone, so that's why I record all my own stuff here. Yeah, because I'm a weird person.
Luke Powell,
Hey!
he asked, how does Freesia manage to sound so different track to track? Does she intentionally try to take on a specific role of character for each song, or does it happen naturally? At times I'm convinced it's somebody different.
Yes, might have gotten away with it too. If it wasn't for these blasted kids and their dogs.
See, that's pretty bloody nice compliment. Thank you very much. I kind of, well, you know, like I've always sung, you know, in choirs and stuff, but I did a lot of musical theatre when I was in high school. So, and I've always liked comedy and doing comedic kind of drama performances and stuff. So maybe all of that interest has kind of made itself into characters, and maybe that's why we work well when we do theme-based albums. Because I do get to don a lot of different characters. I think it's natural, you know, when you're in the emotion of a certain situation in a song or whatever, you naturally take on a certain inflection, a tonality, and I guess that ends up dominating a track. But sometimes it just happens out of the blue, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen. Like when we did in Sunset City, when we did Tryon, like that character, that sort of, oh my god, I don't know what's going on here. You know, that kind of just took on its own little life there. And
She's an actress, so
yeah,
I'm an actor. That's how it happens.
So I like being theatrical. It's just fun, isn't it?
Renee van der Does says, Hi Morgan and Leah, besides working together, what do each of you consider the most precious collaboration on any of your albums?
Wow.
So what's
Most
your
precious
favourite
collaboration.
track that we've done together, and my favourite track?
Oh, that we've done together.
Yeah.
One of the earliest, I would actually say Perfect Life was one of my favourites. That was one of my initial...
Solar Coaster.
Yeah, on the first album, it was Soul Persona album, but I featured on, I think it was 5 tracks.
I believe it's playing in the background now anyway.
Oh, right. Oh. Cue Leah, sort your shit out and get the editing right. Yeah, no, I think, I don't know, it's something about that song. It was like, for me, it was like the seed of something new. Like I was still living in Australia, you're over here. I'd not worked with anyone in a collaborative sense other than James Higgins, formerly of New Continuum. And I don't know, there's something about the magic between the synergy and the chemistry of our collaboration. It brought out a new flavour in me, and I think I really appreciate that you were able to, I don't know, just come into my life like that and blossom my Frisianness. So thank you. And I'm doing namaste. No, I'm saying thank you for, you know, because that sort of started a lot of stuff for me. So thank you.
I've got a couple, but I think my favourite work, obviously Candy Wrapper, the first track she ever did for me was for me a seminal moment. Loved your wordplay on you know, fruit and sex. You know, it was
a banquet.
There was just tons of metaphors and similes all the way through.
Metaphor.
So it was really good. And also in the latest album, I really enjoyed Hustle as well.
Yeah, I know that.
I think you sang that beautifully.
Yeah,
as you sing everything beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, next question.
Gushing, flowing forth suddenly or violently, inclined to gush, effusive, G-U-S-H-I-N-G.
Our old mate Neil Spice.
Hey!
He says, while I love your band's past and present, if you could have any lineup you wanted in the band, what musicians would make the cut? Now let me make this very clear. I'm not into favouritism of musicians because everyone we work with is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I can't really choose. As long as I've got the people that I already have in my life and one of them could do it, I'm happy.
Totally.
So, you know, I've got to give a special mention to, you know, obviously my long-time collaborators, which is Terry Lewis on guitar, Carl Hudson on keys, and in my band now you've got Luke Stone who plays guitar, who's brilliant, and Ollie Howe on keys, Marcus Porter on bass, and
God, who else?
you know, there's just so many musicians.
I love working with Nick Van Gelder live as well. He does really nice percussion, sort of, even air percussion.
He's the Don drummer, so you know.
When he came to our last gig, and he was in the audience, and he was standing up for a few songs, just like shaking, like, you know, air percussion.
Air percussion. I basically love working with just good musicians who I get on with on a friend level as well.
Solid motherfuckers.
So people who get the music we play.
Yeah.
Leighton Mills asks, how's the boiler going? He gave us boiler advice once. I said my boiler broke and he gave us some nice advice.
He rang us up. Thanks, Leighton. You're bloody good at what you do.
In answer to your question, Leighton, we actually had it serviced yesterday, so everything's all good. Hopefully it's all set for the winter.
Yay.
Steve Pollard asks, hi and good evening. What was your inspiration musically and lyrically for the sublime Underwater Love?
Wow, I think we were talking about this not that long ago, actually. I'm having a complete brain freeze right now. Let me just think. Why is this difficult for me right now?
Well, on my side of the story, Underwater Love didn't start off as Underwater Love. It was actually, I had a couple of rappers that I was working with, and they titled it Underwater Love, and I'd written the music for it for them, and for one reason or another it never got released. So I remember you really liked the instrumental.
Yeah.
And the instrumental is based loosely upon the chord structure of Michael McDonald, I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Like you do about the...
Exactly, the actual
It's
thing.
cool. I keep forgetting.
I think I've just had a ding moment.
And that's where it actually came from. You know, like you were saying earlier, you'll take inspiration from a tune and make it your own. So if you listen carefully, it's almost the same sort of chord structure, but slowed down.
Yeah, and I've just had a remembering of what it actually is about. You've got your love and your relationships that are surface, where, you know, it's visible to people know what's going on, but then I think what I was trying to say with this song was, you know, we can, you know, if we can't be on the surface, if we can't be visible for all to see, then maybe we could be deeper than that and, you know, under the water. So it's like a sort of like a hidden, forbidden kind of love, but it's you know, it's got more depth and it's vaster than what people could see on the surface. So it's kind of based around that sort of theme. You know, it's a really all-consuming kind of passion and romance and, you know, a depth that not everyone can see on the surface layer.
Do you know how to do short and snappy?
Nope.
You don't know how to do
No, I don't. I am verbose and loving it.
in 14 minutes. So
Fantastic! There'll be lots of edits in here.
it started off.
Ever since I laid my eyes on you.
Oh yeah!
Ever since the day I laid my eyes on you. You. Ever since I laid my eyes on you. Ever since the day I laid my eyes on you. Mysterious and sensual, you're something special. I got to get you and bring you to that higher level. I see you got that vision, but you got something in you. I wanna get to it, but you won't let me. Still I feel you.
Keep up the
It's
flowers.
real how I see you now and then, and when I do, you feel down. I guess you still ain't found a friend. I didn't close my eyes. I never count to 10. You disappeared and reappeared. You're getting in my head.
I like this.
Like a magic trick. I rolled it up, you had a hit.
So yeah, that's what it sounded like before she did
Didn't
this.
hit. You carry yourself immaculate.
Just a little bit
The
longer.
thoughts are accurate. If only you could see the black on it. Skin soft, that Libyan visage. These other men are arse and you know it. That's why you card them off. From afar, looking like a beautiful mirage. I always go hard, cause getting you is hard enough.
I know what they're trying to do, but
Laid my eyes on you.
Ever since I
Laid my eyes on you. Since the day I laid my eyes on you. Fucking watching you.
And there was one more question, and this is it's from here. It says, he goes, "Hi both. This is from Danny Clark. Thank you, Danny.
Hi, Dan.
Hi both. It's difficult to name a favourite track because every album is packed with great tracks. But at the moment, I'm a sucker for the little arpeggio line in Bad Timing and the lush choral backing vocals on Sunset City Lady.
Oh,
A
wow.
question for both of you. The volume and the quality of the music you make is astounding. How do you think your musical styles have changed over the years, and do you see it developing in any new direction as time goes by?"
You know what? I think it's always going to be developing. Although I think we've stayed true to a lot of our root sounds, our root styles, our root characters in, you know, our personas in our own individual styles, and then the blend of that. I guess it's as we evolve individually as artists and then we bring that together, I guess that's the evolution that you see, you know, if we change individually and then bring that together. Because I'm always getting influenced by lots of different stuff, even stuff that you wouldn't consider that I'd like, probably.
No, I think that, you know, I started off doing a lot of really sort of soulful stuff with Solar Coast, then we went to the 80s with Fast Forward, then we went to disco with the lap dancer, but my heart has always sort of been obviously in the jazz funk sort of realms. I've always liked jazz funk sort of stuff, so that's what I'm sort of leaning towards now, is the sort of...
You're leaning back.
Yeah, leaning back into jazz funk arrangements.
You're leaning back.
And just nice groove-based music, that's what I'm good at. I'm not very good at intricately sort of arrangements and stuff. I just like to have a groove which provides a canvas for you to write.
That's why I like working with you though, because it's not overly complicated. If I was to get a piece from you that was just, you know, multi-layered with just so much instrumentation and over-cluttering of arrangement, I wouldn't be able to do my stuff, which ends up being the complement to your simplicity maybe. I have a lot of intricate kind of arrangements at times and layers of vocals, so I think, you know, you have to blend the yin and the yang of that. You have to be able to do... You can have the best of both worlds, but you can't both be overly complicated. It has to be like, you're just there and I'm here. And just go away. No, I'm kidding. No, I couldn't do it without you.
No,
Sorry, I don't know why I like it. It's like a dog. Is that it?
I feel there is a hidden dog in me. I feel I have to live two lives in some ways.
And also you're talking about the arpeggio in
Bad Timing.
Bad Timing.
I love that.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing that.
That's a great track.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a great track. No, I really enjoyed that track.
No,
yeah.
I enjoyed that track. Yeah, our musical styles haven't changed over the years, really, just sort of subtly, I'd say. And the Sunset City Lady choral vocals.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That's actually one of my favourite tracks off the Sunset City album. I really like doing Lush. And actually that song's quite simple in a way. You know, like vocally I didn't find it sort of overly complex to write to. And that I like stretching out with that section with the "Who's that lady wishing on a star?" You know, although those vocal pads I really, really loved. I think they're probably are they what you're talking about? Those vocal pads in particular, or just
what? There's nobody there
Lush.
to answer it.
Well, you know,
it's not a live video here.
No, it isn't a live video. So
What's in the comments?
Yes, Freesia, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, cool.
So anyway,
Thanks,
that actually, thanks for all your questions.
Yes,
that were
thank you
asked.
so much.
Sorry we couldn't get through every single one of them, but we're gonna carry on now with making this new album. And if you'd like to pick up this new album, there should have been a little sort of thing down the bottom here.
A link thing?
There. Yeah.
That I've probably jimmied up
Inserted.
in.
Yeah.
I've inserted if I'm clever enough.
Get over to our Crowdfunder page, and we've got like nearly 3.5 weeks to reach our target.
Yeah.
So if if you can just share the video or whatever. I hate all this stuff.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, we hate promoting.
Yes.
Shameless self-promotion. Although, he is sporting a really nice Sunset City t-shirt.
Oh, yes,
I
yes,
believe that they're available in your Soul Persona Bandcamp shop. Is that correct?
That's wrong, no.
That's wrong. That's, see how much I know about anything.
Here, I'll put a link in the description of where you can pick up a Sunset City t-shirt if you want one.
Yeah.
We got ones for girls.
I gotta get some Freesia ones. God damn it.
Well,
Gotta get
that
a
wraps it
logo.
up, I think.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
squeezing it in there.
Right, great.
Right.
Thank you again. Thanks to everyone that's pledged so far.
Thank
and,
you.
We're looking forward to delivering you a fantastic album.
We totally hope that
That
will be
will
the
be
case.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
See you guys!
See you later. Is that off now?
Hope you enjoyed it. Join us again soon, won't you? Bye-bye.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.